Hey y'all, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. 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 What's up? It's Monday. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Real Resilient Conversations. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. How y'all doing? It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Give me some love. How y'all doing out there? Come on in. Come on in. Look, I'm here. I'm waiting for you. So, what's up, y'all? It's surgery date. Are you ready? I'm scrubbed in. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. I got my surgical attire on. I'm ready to cut some stuff out. You hear me? It's time to cut it out. Point blank, case closed, period. So let me tell y'all, today is the day where we go ahead. What's up, Andrew? Today is the day that we talk about cutting stuff out, because either you're the surgeon or you're the patient, right? So we're going to talk about what? We're going to talk about the surgeon first, because everybody, when you think about surgery, the first thing you think about is the surgeon. Point blank, case closed. So guess what? Today, I am going to be a little bit of both. We're going to talk about both because it's important. It's important to understand the roles of both parties. Okay? So, usually with a surgeon, they have to go through what? You got to talk about the pre-diagnosis, which means you got to go to the doctor. You got to talk to the doctor about what's going on. You got to be able to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. These are the things that are affecting me. These are the things that I'm noticing. These are the changes that I've noticed in my body, because we all know our body and we know when things change. And when we don't, then that means we need to get in tune with our body. So when we're looking at what we're in tune with and the things that we need, right, in order for us to be successful, in order for us to live a life that we are jumping ahead and we are going forward, what are we looking for? We got to go to the doctor and say, there's some things in here that I think need to be removed. You talking about cancer, you talking about tumors, you talking about fatty tumors, you talking about a cyst, you talking about bony matters. If it's something in there that is not supposed to be in there, it did not grow with you as its intended purpose, it needs to be removed, right? Usually you say, what's that? And they say it's a mass. We don't know if it's cancerous or not. You be like, can we get rid of it before it expands, right? So when you're thinking about the question and answers, the same thing goes with your friendships. It goes with your intimate partners. It goes with business partners. It goes with family members. All of this plays a part in your pre-diagnosis. So your pre-diagnosis can also come from what? Traumas, childhood, relationships, bad breakups. It can come from church hurt. It can come from business hurt. It can come from lying friends, right? All of that plays a part of your pre-diagnosis. So with your pre-diagnosis, you got to think about your co-workers. You got to think about all the different people that you may interact with. Strangers, neighbors, everyone has an opportunity to help you with your pre-diagnosis. So what I want you to also think about is whenever you're going into surgery, what are some of the things that y'all think about when you hear surgery? Y'all let me know in the chat. What are some of the things when you say, okay, I'm going into surgery, this is what's going to happen, right? So some of the things are, hello. Some of the things are what? We thinking about the anesthesia, because most people get creeped out about anesthesia. Why? Because you are leaving your life in the hands of someone else. You are living your life in fear, because most people have a fear of it. So I know that on the Christian side, we don't believe in the fear thing. However, it is a real thing and it does happen. So whenever you're thinking about the fear and the anesthesia, there is usually okay, so some of the questions here were, how do I prepare? So you want to know what you need to do. Can I eat? What can I drink? Can I use the bathroom before? Do I need to take meds before? Right? All right, getting better, just fixing the problem, making me feel better, getting cut open. So you think about it, they getting ready to cut me open, spread me out, do whatever they need to do in order to get this mass out, right? Some people said thinking about the pain, because pain is a real thing whenever you're thinking about surgery. So all of these things are going through your head. You're the patient, all these different things. So you have all these questions and you go to ask your surgeon, they answer them with the polite words. This is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. This is what you can expect. However, when you talk to the anesthesia, they like, these are your options in order for you to go to sleep. You can stay awake. You can be put all the way to sleep. You can have an in and out kind of sleep. How would you like to proceed? So depending on the extent of your surgery would depend on the extent of your anesthesia, okay? So when you're thinking about the anesthesia, you like, most of the time people say, just put me under. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to feel nothing. All I want to do is be able to wake up and it's done, right? So you're thinking about them putting a tube down your throat. They have to monitor your breathing. They are breathing for you at some point, right? At some times in our lives, we have to have someone else to breathe for us. Because if we did it on our own, we would be failing at the thing that we needed to do. Example, if I was to go out and say, I can do this on my own. So I'm trying to get over past hurts, past pains. I'm trying to get through some of the things that need to be removed. Me disrespecting myself, me not loving myself, me having a heaviness about where I'm supposed to be. All of the different things that could be tumors or cancerous things in our lives. Negative thinking, what I call stinking thinking. All of the different aspects of what I think I can handle by myself if I tried to remove the mask by myself. Sometimes you need something to numb that little spot, right? That's your anesthesia. So the same things that you need some help with just to be able to make it through the hard times, sometimes we need a little anesthesia. And our anesthesia might be somebody that's right there to say, girl, I got you. Or homeboy, I got you. Don't worry about it. We're going to get through this together. Sometimes you need that anesthesia, which is a kind word. A kind word can get you through the roughest times in your life. All you need is somebody to say, I got you. You don't got to go through this by yourself. Let me walk with you. So a kind word usually does what? You can get rid of all the negative stuff that happened with just a kind word. Somebody having a rough day, you say, girl, I like your hair. Oh, for real? Thank you. Oh, I didn't even know. It was looking rough today, right? Change the environment. So think about what it is that you have that you can be an anesthesia for someone else, okay? That's number one. Number two, now we getting ready to go into surgery. They rolling you back, you're on the gurney, and you thinking, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it. They already start giving you a little bit of happy juice, so now you're like, okay, I can feel it. I can feel that I'm getting ready to go somewhere into my purpose in order to remove some things out of my life. When you are removing the things out of your life, it is not always easy, and it is not always an excited, joyous activity. Sometimes you have some anxiety that's built up inside of you, right? So then the anxiety that comes with knowing that you're getting ready to remove some of those harsh things that are causing tumors and cancerous energy within your body, some people just not ready to let it go. They're not ready to let it go. It's easier for them to say, just leave it. Just, I'm happy with it. It ain't bothering me. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go. Don't worry about it. Right? So, the surgeon has to do what? They have to make precise cuts. They have to know. They have to be knowledgeable about where they're going to go. They have to know how they're going to do it. They have to know what things to look for, right? So they got to be able to be what? Our, kind of like our snipers, right? As far as our bodies go, as far as what's coming up next. So, right, they have to be able to knock down what's getting ready to come. They got to be able to see it before it happens. So to see it before they have to see it. So then they're looking at, they have to be able to make important decisions. So if this was to happen at this time, if I make this cut and I don't clamp it off to keep it from bleeding, then I'm going to have a squirter, or I'm going to have uncontrolled bleeding, or if I don't hold this bone the right way, it's going to slip and I'm not going to be able to adjust it the right way, right? So all of the different things, whenever they have to make these important decisions, they are thinking about your health, your safety, and your welfare. So if I don't do this, or if I do it, what is the safety precautions I have to think about to take care of my patient? So tell me some of the things that need to be removed in our lives in order for us to get well, get back to the place to where we know who we were or who we are. Some of the things that have clouded our bodies, that have come in and diseased our bodies, diseased our minds, diseased our hearts, that have hindered us from being who we were created to be. Tell me in the chat what you think some of those things would be. So I'm going to go first. What about the disrespect? We got to cut out people from disrespecting us, saying and treating us any kind of way. It is time to cut out the disrespect. All right. What about neglect? We have to stop neglecting ourselves. We have to also, when I say disrespect from others, also disrespecting yourself. You know what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it, and yet you take the time to let yourself be disrespected. Or you disrespect yourself. You neglect the things that you need to do. I am guilty of this as well, y'all. So I neglect trying to take time out to do self-care, or to, if I have too much on my plate. I just was getting fussed at earlier today about my plate overflowing and having too much on my plate. I'm taking 2 classes. I'm going to work full time. I'm making sure that I'm here with y'all every 2 weeks. And then at the same time, I'm getting asked to be a part of other nonprofit organizations, to be event planners and speakers and facilitators. So my plate overflows, right? However, if I neglect myself and say, I can't do this, otherwise then I deal with this, my fibromyalgia might flare up because I'm under so much stress. I had so many things going on at the same time. Now I'm stuck in the bed for 2 and 3 days on the weekend. So I have to also get rid of what? Toxic people. It is time to cut out toxic people. Toxic people gots to go. Gotta go. Okay? Toxic people cannot stay. It's 2021. Toxic people, toxic environments, toxic relationships gotta go. It's time, because guess what? All they do is bring you down, and then once they bring you down, then they try to find a way to, that's what narcissists do. They try and bring you back, like, oh, come back. I didn't mean it. I was just playing. And now we allow this toxic to get a part of us, and now we're angry, we're frustrated, we're bitter because we don't understand where it came from. You think about this mass that's growing on your side, and you wonder why every time you rub your arm up against it, it's irritated. It's because it's toxic. It's pushing the toxins inside your body. So you got to think about those people that are causing toxins within you that you are holding on to and that are hurting you in some way, form, or fashion. Right? Right. It is tumors for your life. You have to be able to say, time out. This is enough. Enough is enough. Right? Oh, y'all gonna get me started. I ain't got time. All right. So what about impatience? Because I am one for impatience. Right? Impatience will get me in trouble, and it has. Impatience will teach me a lesson, if nothing else, okay? So impatience, y'all, we got to cut it out, because there is a time and a place for everything. So I had to learn, right, that there is a time for me to go through things, and there's a time for me to just stay, and there's a time for me to go. So if I am impatient thinking that I should have had what I am getting ready to have, right? I'm getting ready to have it. I'm getting ready to be blessed by it. Yet, I don't want to open up and admit that I'm impatient, right? I already want a baby. I want to be married. I want to have this family. I want to be a millionaire. I want all these things. I want to have my business succeed. I want all these things. Yet, if this is my time to wait and learn, then this is what I need to do, right? So this is another thing that I have to cut off in order for me to learn, for me to grow, right? Think about a plant. If a plant has an unhealthy leaf, what do you have to do in order for it to continue to be healthy? Cut the leaf off. We got to cut off the things that are hindering our growth, okay? Procrastination, Brett, we was just talking about that. Procrastination is a thing that I need to cut off. We all need to cut off. We in school, you don't want to do homework. You got you got things to do at work, and you don't feel like doing it. What do? You procrastinate. You find time to go do social media. You take 15 minute bathroom breaks. You go get something to drink. You got to go off to the coffee shop, right? You got to take that time. Sometimes it's procrastination and sometimes it's self-care. So you just got to balance the two, right? What about this? Laziness. I have days where I'm just lazy, and it's okay, but it's a time and a place for being lazy, right? If it is now impacting your life and the things that you need to do, then it's time to cut that out too. Okay? Everything's about balance, y'all. It's about balance. Body shaming. Body shaming is a big one. What we're learning in today's culture is if you don't look a certain way, you're not going to get a certain person, or you're not going to look good in certain clothes. But if you are comfortable and you are happy with your body, by all means, baby doll, do it. Handsome, if you are big and bold, let him show. Go ahead and be that football player looking, or be that big teddy bear. Don't let anybody shame you for your body. We have to stop shaming ourselves. I have done it, right? I went from 130 to 165. So the way that I looked at myself was not always healthy, and it wasn't always the best balance. And at some point I had to say, Quita, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and every curve and shape that you got is going to be somebody else's happily ever after, right? We have to be able to appreciate our body for what it is. So balance is key, right? And you have to motivate yourself. Correct. What you got? Dad bods are still in, and self-love. Yes, y'all, yes. So whenever we think about, okay, what about this? Trust issues. Ooh, I know a lot of people that got some trust issues. They like, nope, you got to prove yourself before I can trust you. Right? So that trust issue will be something that we might need to get rid of. We are cutting off our happily ever after because we are so focused on not trusting people. And not trusting people could come from childhood trauma. It could come from something that you were taught growing up. It could be taught that everybody is against you, so you need to be protecting yourself. Putting up those barriers sometimes limits who can love you and who can appreciate you and who can show you adoration, all because you have these barriers of fear of being hurt. And that whatever happened before, you have to heal from before you can receive somebody else back in. Okay? All right, y'all. Y'all bear with me with this word now. Your whole phase. Your whole phase. I've been there, y'all. And look, I can't even lie and say I hadn't thought about it again. Right? That whole phase we got to cut out. We too old to be out here hoeing. There is so much that happens with your body and with the exchange of bodily functions, right? Bodily fluids that exchange. Now you have received everybody that they've been with. They've received everybody you've been with. The energy field, if they got some heaviness or negative energy still associated with them, now you have received that within you. Be cautious of who you share yourself with. Okay? It is not worth it. It is not worth the exchange and now the emptiness that you feel once they leave, right? That exchange of energy is so real and so sincere. The soul ties are a real thing. I have seen it. I have experienced it. And then to try and shake it is something that, right? You got to have it cut. You got to be able to give it back. Say, God, take it, because I still want it, right? Okay, what about this? Alcoholism, drugs, recreational drugs, right? The different things that most people find enjoyable once they experience it, or in order for them to get out of their stress, right? Sometimes you got to know when to cut. You want to have a glass of wine every once in a while? I ain't judging, no way. However, whenever you're thinking about this is what you have to do to wake up, this is what you have to do to go to sleep, this is what you have to do to have lunch, this is what you have to do to eat, this is what you have to do. Now you got to think about how much time is this taking away from your life? How much time is this taking away from your daily activities to be able to function and to live and to enjoy, right? Let's see. Waiting for someone or something to happen. We are not putting our lives on hold anymore. Cut it off. Cut it off at the root and get rid of it. It is time out for us to be putting our lives on hold, hoping that someone will come, hoping that something will happen, hoping that if we wait, we need to keep pressing on with life. There's so many benefits and so many blessings out there still waiting for us. So we have to keep pressing with life. We are not waiting for anybody. Okay, talked about fear already. We talked about, let's see, caffeine is one. How many of y'all drink more than 1 cup of coffee in the morning? Y'all have 2 and 3 cups of coffee or 2 and 3 sodas. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. If you cannot function and now it changes your whole attitude without it, maybe now it has a little bit of a chokehold on you and you might need to think about cutting it back to figure out who you are, right? Can you do without? And that's the big thing. If you was to cut that off, would you still be able to function? Y'all coffee drinkers don't like that. All right, what about denying yourself? So denying yourself happiness, denying yourself peace, because then you feel as if you are, like you don't deserve it. So there's a lot of trauma that's associated with people denying themselves the love that they deserve, or denying the affection that they deserve, because they were told you shouldn't be that affectionate, you shouldn't need to have all these kisses and hugs and I love yous all the time. So then they deny themselves from having it. If they meet someone who wants to give it to them, they say, I don't need all of that, don't give me all of that, I'm not about all that, I don't need all that, stop it. Right? Now they have denied themselves from receiving what love could be like, what love could look like, what adoration could feel like. Don't deny yourself the peace that you deserve. What about social isolation? All right, with everything going on, people isolate because they're out of fear, right? So you think about the isolation, you think about people being overworked, people watching too much TV, junk food, excessive social media, excessive exercising, not exercising, buying things we can't afford. Let's see. Desire to please other people. I am guilty. I have done it. I have done it. I'm trying to please other people in order for me to feel like they are going to accept me. And then I finally was like, if you don't like it, keep it moving. If you can't deal with how positive I am, or how happy I am, or how loving I am, or how jovial I am, then sorry, this is what you get. Right? I hear it all the time. Right? With they hear Quita. Every time I hear you, I can hear your laugh all the way down the hallway. Sorry, but not sorry. They like, no, it's a good thing, right? We got to stop comparing ourselves to other people, focusing on our past mistakes, all of these things, saying yes when we really want to say no. All these things we need to cut out. We need to figure out if we need to have them cut out, or if we need to have help someone else, right? And if you say, oh, that's me, your surgeon might be your friend, it might be your coworker, it might be your neighbor, somebody to be your accountability partner, to say, hey, what can I do to help you get through your diagnosis, this tumorous cancer in your life, right? They become the accountability partner. When you get ready to call up your ex that you know, that they know abused you, that they know treated you wrong, they're going to say, you bet not. Come on, let's go get ice cream, let's go and hang out, let's go and do X, Y, and Z. You know why? Because that accountability partner, your surgeon, is helping you get through. They're helping cut off some of the things in your life. So when you get ready to say, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, my face, my hair so nappy, and they say, you are so beautiful, they are reaffirming how amazing you are. Sometimes we need those type of people in our lives in order for us to still focus on the positive aspect, right? The surgeon corrects us when we don't. Right, the things that we can and can't do. So you think about post-op instructions. How many of y'all have had surgery before? Give me some in the chat so I can know. So when you've had surgery before, you get post-op instructions. With your post-op instructions, they tell you what you can do, what you can't do, how much you can lift, what you can eat, what you can't eat, where you can, right? If you can drive a car, how often you need to take your medications. It gives you very detailed instructions. And then at the bottom it says, if you have questions, please call. Right? So when you're thinking about if you do not follow those directions, and then that mass or that cell starts to grow and come back, now the surgeon has to correct it again. And yet now guess what you have? You have scar tissue. And with scar tissue, guess what? It makes it more difficult in order for the surgeon to get to. Now you have it's going to be more complicated. So now it's like it comes back with more cancerous cells or more aggressive cells, right? And now it's growing at a faster, more alarming rate. It's pushing on something that is causing even more pain. If you have the right surgeon, they will still go back. Every time you fall, they say, okay, let's try it again. Every time you are disobedient, they're going to say, okay, let's try it again. All right, I got you. Let's do this again, right? because you didn't meet the mark, or they're going to say, now you got to live with it. So now are you ready to really live with the isolation? Are you really ready to deal with the negativity? Are you really ready to deal with the abuse of someone beating and spitting and saying ugly things to you and you just receive it? We do not have to receive it. It is time for us to get it cut out. Find your accountability partner and get it cut out, y'all. Get it cut out. So, let's look at the risks and the benefits. The consequences are up to you. You look at the risk of not getting these things cut out of your life, of not starting to remove them, of not taking care of your body once it is removed, and continuing on that path of being restored. Right? Restoration is a real thing. So being restored back to that place of health and wealth and safety, right? Being safe is a real thing. It's up to you. Now ask yourself, are you the surgeon or are you the patient? And you can be both. Patients, guess what? Surgeons still have to have surgery too. All right? And that means that if both of y'all are surgeons, y'all talk about things, right? You have to go through some traumas, go through some different diagnoses. You have to say, I thought that I was good with this, and now I realize I still got this little mass that's growing. I got this little mold that's getting out of control, right? Think about what it is that you have that needs to be removed. And realize the things that need to be removed are just an opportunity for you to grow and be healthy and be the wonderful person you were created to be. I am here every 2 weeks, y'all. Every 2 weeks to bring you a new topic. And guess what? The next topic is on the 26th of April at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always. And guess what I'm going to bring y'all? I'm going to bring y'all something sweet. We're going to talk about chocolate cake. You like chocolate cake? What chocolate cake got to do with Real Resilient Conversations? You got to come back. We talking about the sweet, sweet gift that I'm going to give you when we talking about creating a chocolate cake from scratch. So we talk about not that box cake, no, from scratch. We're going to talk about what it means to be resilient with each ingredient that it takes to bake a cake. I hope y'all come back. I know y'all wondering what in the world. All right, so we're going to come back on the 26th of April, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time to talk about chocolate cake. I like keeping y'all on the edge. I know when y'all was trying to figure out about surgery, that you was trying to figure it out. So I'd like to give y'all some little, some topics that make you wonder. What's that thing like Arsenio Hall used to say? Things that make you go, So chocolate cake, and it will be oh so sweet. So come back on the 26th of April at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I can't wait to see you. I love y'all with everything in me. I love you, love you, love you. So love, peace, joy, and happiness until we meet again. See y'all later. Thank you for joining. Let me know in the chat if you got some more questions. I'm here for it, okay? See y'all later.